Nice, Dino. Let me bonk you on the head with this frying pan. Wow, everyone, welcome to Amazing Dinosaurs on YouTube. Today we have the Animal Planet electronic battling dinosaur set. You got 5 dinos, 2 action figures. You have light up eyes and roaring, light up spine and roaring on the Spinosaurus, a huge play set, bunch of accessories. This is awesome. At the end, we'll also be unboxing this huge box full of Animal Planet toys. Awesome. Haha, run him down. There's another one. Fire missile! Haha, we got him! Run him over! Yeah, get him! Okay, men, our job is to capture and kill as many dinos as possible in this old abandoned Jurassic Park. You get it? What in the world? Who equipped you guys with weapons? You got a medieval axe? At least you have a shock ray. Walter, why in the world do you have a frying pan? I will bunk the dino on the head with the... like that. Who's this fat guy with the lightsaber? I am Luke. May the 4th be with you. Haha, we captured this one already. Check it out. Shock him. Yeah, he's not getting out of there. Oh no, he escaped! Whoops, there goes Brandon. Okay, everybody go ahead and split up and explore this weird compound we found.
30 miles now.
Check it out, the computers still work.
Power failure.
Oh, no,
Power
we
failure.
got a perimeter.
Security and doors.
It's the alarm! Quick, check it out! Everybody split up! Yeah, get out in here. Nobody will find me here. Uh-oh. What was that? Something's out there. There's nothing there. Nobody will find me here. Huh? What was that? I got the great loot! I'm safe up here. Nothing can get me at this high. Huh? What was that? It's got me! Stupid dinos won't find me here. I'll be safe in here. Nice, Dino. Let me bonk you on the head with this frying pan. Hey, where's everyone? This place is creeping me out. It's a good thing the dinos are still locked up in their cages. Uh-oh, something's good coming. I'm getting out of here. Ha, they'll never catch me in my Jeep. Stupid dino, you're never gonna take me alive. Here's a good look at the back, like a sand play area. The 2 dinos battling it out. There's this 3 smaller dinos. You've got light up spines. You've got real chomping action. Cool. Let's unbox it. Okay, let's see what was in there. Wow. Check that out. That's a lot of stuff. Oh, how cool. Let's go ahead and open it. Okay, let's see what was in there. We have the giant roaring T-Rex. flashing eyes. Really cool coloring, cool roar. And then we have our giant roaring Spinosaurus. The roars are kind of annoying, but the spine like flashes. The mouth does chomp open and closed. I mean, we have much cooler Spinosauruses in the Jurassic World toys, but a complete package of toys with this many dinos in it is awesome. And then we have a nice furry, crazy looking dinosaur here. Not really sure what that is. And then we have an awesome velociraptor with a great paint job everywhere. We have a really cool helicopter here that has propellers that work. You got a claw here for grabbing and transporting dinosaurs. You have a whole thing of accessories and different fossils and really cool stuff here. You've got two awesome action figures, but I don't see any weapons, huh? Okay, so we're gonna have to add some weapons to them. We have Dimorphodon, really cool looking one. And then we have this awesome playset. So here you have like a winch that lifts up this lift. So you could go ahead and winch up the bad guys to the second level. Or you could drop them to their doom. And up here it looks like you got some type of Gatling gun type weapon. You got like a satellite dish here. You've got steps. You got like a what is this? Like a garage type area that opens up down there. Look at the back here. Some really cool stuff there. Okay, so here you have the helicopter swooping in, grabbing the velociraptor, flying away with him. Then all of a sudden the Spinosaurus comes running out of nowhere, knocks the helicopter down, frees the velociraptor, and eats the bad guy who is trying to capture the poor little dinos. And then he crashes their playset down, tears it apart. But what is this? It's a ferocious T-Rex, and the battle is on! The dinosaurs are battling it out for who will win the battle. Spinosaurus gets taken down, and our T-Rex is our victor. And then I built a big, huge custom table. You can see back there I got like the gates of Jurassic Park. Giganotosaurus busting out, about to attack the T-Rex. You have our gigantic Indominus Rex over there just hanging out. And with this new table I have tons of room. I'm gonna be creating some really cool dino playsets and action battles. Wow guys, great to see you guys. Today I have a big, huge 50-gallon box full of Animal Planet toys. You've got one King Kong there, but the rest of these are Animal Planet and they are totally awesome. Let's go ahead and check them out. Okay, so the first one we're gonna pull out is the Abominable Snowman, or the Yeti. By the way, guys, I do have full reviews of all of these and unboxings and awesome battles. So go ahead and check out my Animal Planet playlist at the end of this video. Okay, then our next one is the crocodile. Cool. And most of these do have action features. Then we have Leopardon. Got a tiger shark. Giant octopus. Whoa, this guy is cool. Some of his tentacles can move in different directions. An awesome Spinosaurus. I just did a full review and a really funny battle with this guy. You guys gotta check that out. A giant evil tree. Really awesome T-Rex. This guy has a switch down here. If you push it, he like moves his head forward and his eyes light up and he roars. Really cool. And then we have a cool remote control T-Rex. Eyes light up, he moves his head. His head is rubber, so when he moves it looks realistic. He does roll on these rollers when you use the remote control. awesome jungle elephant with a stand here for the action figures to ride. His head moves up and down, big huge tusks in the front. It says Animal Planet here, really cool. Double-headed cobra snake. So if you push his tail, his head strikes. At least one of his heads. The other one you have to control yourself. So this one is a really fun toy too. Got a deep sea submarine. I did a full review on this one and it is a cool toy. Does all kinds of cool sounds and lights. And Animal Planet Suchomimus. Orange and blue, really ferocious looking. Animal Planet Dimetrodon with action feature. Really cool big sail back here. Animal Planet Spinosaurus with action feature. You pull his arms, he will chomp his mouth, his sail lights up, his eyes light up, and he roars. An Animal Planet Armored Triceratops. Unfortunately, he does not have any action features, but he looks really cool. Animal Planet, great white shark with action feature. You push his fin, he opens and closes his mouth. He's really ferocious looking. Chest-pounding King Kong! Okay, this is not Animal Planet, but it was in the box, so I thought I'd show you guys. And he roars also. Big Animal Planet T-Rex. It came with one of the huge sets. Unfortunately, this guy doesn't do anything, and he is hollow and really cheap looking. So, next to a lot of the Animal Planet ones, this one's kind of disappointing. Giant Animal Planet Spider. You roll this guy and his legs move back and forth and he looks like an actual huge spider. Oh man. Animal Planet Elastosaurus with action feature. You push this button, this guy strikes. Ha! Hey! Yeah! Hey! Hey! Really cool. Animal Planet Orca or Killer Whale. You pull his fin and he opens and closes his mouth. Animal Planet Carnotaurus with action feature. This guy roars, he opens and closes his mouth, and he is really evil looking. Animal Planet Velociraptor with action feature. Move his arms, he roars, and he opens and closes his mouth, and this thing here lights up on his head. And then we have a lights and sounds Styracosaurus. This is not Animal Planet. This was actually from China, but it is really cool. You turn it on, this guy lights up all over here. He moves his leg. He made a really annoying sound, but I found a way to kill the sound because it just drove you crazy. But he is really cool, flashy dinosaur. Okay, and then I have a light and sound Spinosaurus. This also is not Animal Planet, but it is a set I bought from China. So this guy moves his arms and legs, his lights flash, his spine over here actually lights up, so that is really cool. And then an evil Bigfoot set. So if you squeeze this guy's arms, he's like, "Ah! Woe is me! Whoa, whoa! Doom! Doom! Doom!" Instead of throwing his arms up, he probably should swing the club down, but... And then we have two Animal Planet Scorpions. So these guys could have a scorpion battle. By the way, guys, these Animal Planet sets are awesome. They are huge. If you want something that is complete and affordable, definitely look up some of these. I'll put a link below where you could buy a lot of these sets. A white Animal Planet Velociraptor. Another cool Animal Planet T-Rex. You move this guy's arms, he opens and closes his mouth, and he's very colorful. This guy is awesome. Animal Planet Anglerfish. This is the one that you would see in Finding Nemo. So this is the one, it's the light here that'll light up, but when you get close, chop! And we got some cool, like, miscellaneous Animal Planet ones. So let's take a quick look at some of these. Like I said, the Animal Planet sets are really, like, cool that they have a lot. They include pretty much everything you need. This is actually an Adventure Wheels T-Rex here. And this is another colorful T-Rex with no action feature. And then I did buy a safari set, so you got a lioness and a lion. So here the male lion and the female lion. So this one, it's a little bit hard to push, and all it does is move its legs a little bit. And then some smaller dinos, a small anglefish here, a little tiger shark here, Dilophosaurus over here, Pachycephalosaurus here, this one. Its head moved, but I guess not. And then a lot of action figures. If you want to see these action figures in actual action, go ahead and go to the end of this video. There's an Animal Planet playlist. I mean, there is a lot. Each one of these big sets usually comes with about 3 action figures, so there is a lot of them. So go ahead and check those out. And we've got a dodo bird here, cheetah, another little Spinosaurus. Awesome. Wow, everyone, check out this huge mess I have to clean up just from creating one video. Not fun.
Welcome to my Camp Cretaceous Predator versus Prey collection from Jurassic World. We've got a bunch of figures, so let's get started with the biggest and baddest of them all, this Indominus Rex figure. This figure is ginormous. I think it might be one of the largest Predator figures that I have in my Jurassic World collection, aside from these super colossal figures. And it's also got these action buttons on its back, one for slashing the claws and one to activate the jaws. How cool is that? Plus, there's even lights down its throat that you can kind of see on the outside too. Next up, we've got a massive Spinosaurus figure. This figure is the light tan with the dark brown and red along the spine. It is very posable, and its neck is very movable, which is really cool. Plus, there's a button on the top of its head to activate the jaw. And check out all those teeth too. Right over here is our first prey of the bin. This is a Triceratops figure with the dark green coloring. It's got some brown detailing along the top and on the front as well. And this figure actually has 2 action buttons on its back. One is to lift the head up and down for striking with those awesome horns, and the second button swings the tail back and forth. I bet that would hurt if you got hit by this in real life too. Next up, another predator, the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex with the gray-brown coloring and the dark brown on top. This figure is very poseable as well. It's got a decent amount of detailing in the coloring. I like how they fade from the dark brown to the gray-brown coloring. And of course, it's got the button on the top of its head to activate the jaw. Here is another T-Rex predator. This figure is the Stomp and Escape T-Rex. This one has some very different detailing than the T-Rex that we just saw. It's got these splotches all over its back with the lighter underbelly and the darker coloring right around its eyes too. And this figure has 2 action buttons. The first one is for the roaring. That's really cool how it lifts its whole neck up. And the second action is actually when you twist the tails, it stomps its feet up and down with sound effects. Here's a small prey from Camp Cretaceous. This is the gray and dark purple Brachiosaurus. It's actually a baby Brachiosaurus, but it's still quite movable and poseable. You can move the neck, the legs, and you can even open and close the jaw too. So even though it's pretty small, it's still a pretty cool figure. On to another Predator figure. This figure was made famous by the first Jurassic World movie. This is a Mosasaurus, and this figure is huge. And it's even larger in real life as well compared to the other dinosaurs. It's got this dark blue body with white splotches all over. You can open and close the jaw, you can move all the fins, and you can even swing the tail back and forth too. Right here, we've got, I believe this is the Rowdy Roars Carnotaurus figure. So it's kind of funny because it looks almost like a baby Carnotaurus. It's got these huge feet and a huge head, and then this small body. Plus, it actually comes with a few actions as well. There's a button at the bottom of its tail for the chomping. It's pretty cool. You can see it swings its neck forward. And there's also a button on the top of its head for blinking and more sound effects. Right over here is another Carnotaurus Predator figure. This one has the light gray coloring on the underbelly and that same orange-red coloring on its side and the brown on top. Of course, it's got those iconic horns at the top of its head, those yellow eyes, and it has a few action features as well. You can open and close the mouth using a button on its tail, and you can twist its head in all directions to look really lifelike. Next up, I've actually got some brand new Camp Cretaceous sets that we're gonna open up right now. Let's check out this first one. This is the Ben and Ankylosaurus Bumpy set from the Dino Escape. It looks a little opened up already, but I think it still has most of the pieces. Let's check it out. See the spear over here? And let's go ahead and get Ben out of here and check him out. All right, so the Ben figure actually comes with this awesome little shield and this spear that he can hold. Plus, the figure itself has some pretty cool detailing. The figure looks dirty as if it's been in the jungle and in the wild, so pretty lifelike. And of course, we've got the cute little Ankylosaurus Bumpy with the iconic blue coloring on the top and the yellow underbelly. And even though this figure is pretty small, you can even twist the tail around and adjust that, and move the legs and twist the neck around too. So there's a lot that you can move around on this figure. I've got one more brand new Camp Cretaceous set to open up. This is the Camp Adventure set. All right, this set comes with 4 figurines. The first is this giant Stegosaurus figure, which is a prey dinosaur, and it's got the gray-blue body with the darker coloring right along the top. You can move the neck around a little bit, you can adjust all the legs, and it has an action button that swings its tail back and forth. Next in the set, we've got a Baryonyx figure. That's really cool. I have a few other Baryonyx figures like this. This one has the light green coloring along most of its body, and then it has the dark brown detailing along some of its leg and along the top as well, while its head is a lighter brown color. Plus, there is an action button on its back to activate the jaw. Next in the set, we've got Darius with the iconic yellow sweater and the blue pants. This figure even has the dinosaur tooth necklace around their neck. How cool is that? And last of all, and smallest of all, is another Ankylosaurus Bumpy figure. This figure is super small though, and actually none of the parts move. Oh, you know what? the tail moves back and forth. How cool is that? But that's the only part that moves on this teeny tiny figure. All right, back to the bin. Let's see what other predators and preys we have. We've got another giant T-Rex figure with the light brown coloring on the side and darker brown on the top. You can wiggle the tail around, you can adjust the ankles and move the legs, and of course it's got the button on the top of its head to activate the jaws. I really like with these figures how you can pose their neck in all directions and it actually stays looking in that direction. Right over here, we've got two prey figures of the same species. These are both Triceratops. You can tell because they have the 3 horns on the front of their face. This first one is a lot larger and has the clay red coloring and 1 action button on its back to move its head up and down. And the smaller Triceratops figure is a light green in color, and this figure has a really cool feature on the side of its body, which is the battle damage that you can open and close. I really like these because you can choose to hide the battle damage or open it up and show it. We've got more awesome predator figures in here. This is the Albertosaurus with the green body and the orange detailing on the side. And this figure, you can use the tail to twist the head back and forth, as well as open and close the jaw. Here is an Allosaurus figure, and I've actually got a few more Allosaurus figures in here, so let's check these out one at a time. This first one is a dark green color. It's got some red and white detailing right along its neck and its head. It's got those dark red eyes, which I think is really cool. And this figure has the slide lever action to open the jaw and get a bunch of sound effects too. This next Allosaurus figure is gray and light yellow. You can move all the limbs on this one. This one has some yellow eyes, and it has 1 action button on its back to activate the jaws. And here is the final Allosaurus of the bin. This is a brown and dark blue Allosaurus. It looks very much the same as the other figures. It's got the yellow eyes on this figure, as well as the spikes going down its neck, and the slide lever action for different roar sound effects, and a bunch of different poses too. Here's another prey figure. This is a Sauropelta. It has the bright red top and the brown underbelly and those super huge spikes coming out of its shoulders. It's got a whole row. It's actually got 2 rows on each side. And this figure is actually spring-loaded, so you can swing it back and forth to attack with those spikes. Next up, we've got another Rowdy Roars figure. This is an Indominus Rex. It looks very much the same as the Rowdy Roars Carnotaurus. It's got the big feet, the giant head, and the small body, and it actually has some actions as well. You can use the tail to open the jaw, and then you can press on the tongue to snap it shut. And there is a button on its nose as well to activate more sound effects. I've got some smaller prey in here as well. Check out these Gallimimus figures. They look pretty identical, but this one is a darker orange coloring with brown stripes, and this one is much lighter. And they both have the same movements. You can move all the limbs, you can twist the tail, and you can move the necks up and down as well. Next up, I believe, is the Ceratosaurus figure. This figure is gray, it's got some dark brown, and then the bright red along its back, which is a really cool color scheme, I think. It's got the action button on its back to activate the jaw as well. Here is our first winged predator of the bin. This is a Pteranodon, and this one actually has some battle damage on its wings. You can see that there's a hole in its wing right there. Plus, you can actually open up more battle damage right on its back. Looks like I've got a few more Baryonyx figures in here as well. This first one is another light green with the brown detailing along the top. It's got the action button on its back for chomping. And I've also got this battle damage Baryonyx as well. This one is a darker red color with some blue detailing on the top. It's got a lighter color along the top of its head, and you can see the battle damage on its neck, on its leg, and it looks like that's about it. But it also has an action button to activate the jaw as well. Next up is another prey from Camp Cretaceous. This is the Stegosaurus with the brown, light tan, and green coloring. It's very much similar to the Stegosaurus that we saw earlier, including an action button to swing its tail back and forth, but this one actually has another feature that when you press down here, it moves its neck up and down. The next predator is a Metriacanthosaurus in the bright red coloring with the brown detailing and the light orange along its head and its nose as well. This figure also has the action button on its back to activate the jaw. Right over here, we've got a Pachycephalosaurus figurine. This is light tan along the sides, it's a bit brighter along its belly, and it has the dark gray-blue detailing along its top and on its legs too. Plus, this figure has an action button that when you move the tail, it does the headbutting action. So this figure is actually spring-loaded. All right, check it out. We've got a few raptor figures in here. Velociraptors, to be exact. This first one is the green Velociraptor. It is in a sneaking pose. It's crawling along the ground, looking for some prey. And I've also got this blue Velociraptor with some awesome detailing and even the gold on the top of its head. That's a really cool feature. I think this is my only Velociraptor with reflective gold on its head. Next up, I've got a few Monolophosaurus figures in here, all with different coloring. This first one is super bright green. It's got the darker green along the top and an action button. When you push down on the tail, it opens and closes its jaw. I've also got these other Monolophosaurus. This one is like a light red color with almost purple coloring along its back, and it also has the action button to open and close its jaw. And this Monolophosaurus is dark green with some bright yellow and red coloring along the top, and it also has the action button to open and close its jaw using the tail. Here we've got a few more prey figures from Camp Cretaceous. This first one is a Stygimoloch figure and is really small, but it's still quite posable. You can move the head in all directions, you can twist the tail and move the limbs. And this figure, I believe, is the Protoceratops. It's got the light purple body with some brighter yellow coloring along the top and on the front as well. And it's got some bright yellow eyes too. Looks like we've got two more winged predators in here. These both, I believe, are Dimorphodons. This first one is a lot brighter. It's got like some fire detailing on the underside of its wings, and the rest of its body is a darker red. And this figure has some purplish coloring along the underside of its wings, while the rest of its body is a gray color. Just a few small figures left. We've got another Gallimimus figure, this one with different coloring. It actually has yellow and brown striping along its back, all the way up to its head. I've also got, I think this is a Troodon figure. It's kind of funny because it looks like it's got a mohawk, but those are actually just the spines going all the way down its back. It's got some cool coloring as well. And then, of course, I've got a Dilophosaurus figure with the light coloring along its body and the red along its frills. Plus, this figure has an action that when you move the tail, its frills activate. And last of all, I've got some of the Camp Cretaceous human character figurines. We've even got Darius again, we've got Brooklyn, and all these figures, each with their own unique looks. Today we're checking out this huge bin of Camp Cretaceous versus Jurassic World Dominion. Let's dig in. Our first giant figure from right in the center of the bin is the Jurassic World Dominion Giganotosaurus. This is a pretty large figure. It's got the soft green body with the black detailing all over the top. It's got that huge spine on its back as well. And this figure has some features as well. It has a chomping action and it has a torso spinning action. This big figure is the Camp Cretaceous Extreme Damage T-Rex. This figure has posable arms, legs, tail, and a neck that you can move in all directions, and you can open its mouth for posing, and most importantly, it's got the extreme battle damage on the side that you can turn on and off. This next figure is the Jurassic World Dominion Therizinosaurus. This is a pretty big figure as well. It's got a dark body with the red stripe all the way to the top of its head, and it's got a few action buttons. You can use the tail to control the neck, and there's a button for chomping as well. I've also got some brand new figures from both Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic World Dominion. So let's open these up next. This is the Camp Cretaceous Soundstrike Sinoceratops. It's got the all gray body So let's open it up and check it out. You can see it's got bumps and texturing all over its body, and it's not all the same everywhere. You can even see a little bit of its ribs right there too. Interestingly, it's got all black eyes, and it's got some yellow and orange detailing on the top of its head right there. And you can use the tail to control the head. This is the Jurassic World Dominion Massive Action Spinosaurus, or at least I think that's how you say it. Let's open it up. This is a pretty unique looking dinosaur. It looks like it walks on all fours. It has a huge red spine on its back. It's got some interesting coloring along its body. It's mostly black, but then it has these white splotches all over. And this figure has a couple actions too. First, you can use the tail to swing the head up and down and all around. And there's a button on its tail as well to control the chomping. Next up is the Jurassic World Dominion Roar Strikers Rajasaurus. This is pretty cool. I actually have one Rajasaurus that we'll see later on in this bin, but this one has entirely different coloring. It is a dark blue color. It's got some lighter coloring along the bottom of its neck and its chin. It's got the iconic spines along the top of its neck. And of course, it has the action for when you press down on its body. It's got some chomping action. This is the Camp Cretaceous Dino Escape 3-pack. It comes with a Tyrannosaurus Rex, Darius, and Velociraptor Blue. So let's open it up and check it out. First up, we've got the giant T-Rex figure. This is the light gray brown T-Rex. It's got the darker brown along the top, and it's got the button on the top of its head for the chomping and roaring. Here we've got the Darius figure with the yellow jacket and blue pants. And it doesn't come with any accessories for him, but he does have a necklace. And finally, in the 3-pack is the iconic Velociraptor Blue figure. This is pretty similar to some other figures that I already have. This is the Jurassic World Dominion Ankylosaurus. It's got this super long neck with the clay red coloring and the brown top with tons of spikes all over its body. It's also got a few action buttons as well. Here is the Camp Cretaceous Carnotaurus figure. This figure is almost as big as many of the T-Rex figures that you'll see. It's got the dark brown red coloring all over its body and some darker detailing along the top. It's got the iconic battle damage right on its nose. It's got the horns on its head as well, and it has some action features as well. Over here is another Sinoceratops figure from Camp Cretaceous. But as you can see, this one has totally different coloring. It is a soft green color over most of its body, and it's got some tan detailing along the top of its back and some unique coloring right on the top as well. And this figure has yellow eyes instead of those black eyes. And with this figure as well, you can use the tail to control the head. This is one of my favorite Camp Cretaceous figures. This is the T-Rex from Camp Cretaceous. And it's my favorite because it's one of the largest T-Rexes that I have. It has some awesome coloring, and it has the tail and button on the tail that you can use to control the neck and the jaw. And I just love how realistic you can make this figure look just by moving the tail around. We've got another Camp Cretaceous figure here. This is the Spinosaurus. It's got the light tan coloring along most of its body. It's got some brighter coloring along the bottom of its neck, but most importantly, it's got the red along the spine and at the top of its head too. Plus, it's got those dark orange eyes, which is a pretty cool feature. And this figure is pretty adjustable as well. You can move the arms, the legs, the tail, you can move the neck around, and of course, there's a button at the top of its head for chomping. And check out all those teeth too. I really like how narrow the Spinosaurus's mouth is. We've got another super large T-Rex figure in here. This is from Jurassic World Dominion. It has much darker coloring with the black on top and the dark brown on bottom with a lighter underbelly. This T-Rex has a much bigger jaw and neck than what you'll see in many of the other Camp Cretaceous T-Rexes, and it comes with some actions as well. You can use the tail to swing the torso back and forth, and it has a button to activate the jaw. Look at that, it's even got some room in its mouth that you could probably fit a few miniature dinosaurs in there. Here we've got a few baryonyx figures from Camp Cretaceous. They're both green and brown in color, but they're not quite the same. This one is a darker green, has 2 tones of brown along the top. It's got the action button on its back to activate the jaw. This one is a much lighter green. It's almost like a mustard yellow and green color, and it has brown on the top and a darker green along the back. And this figure has a slide lever action to activate the jaw and sound effects. This figure is the Giganotosaurus from Jurassic World Dominion. It's got a soft green body with the yellow underbelly and the brown detailing along the top, and it's got the orange crown on the top of its head. This figure is pretty adjustable. You can move the arms and the legs. You can use the legs to actually position the neck up and down. And you can use the tail to swing the torso back and forth, and a button in its tail to use the jaw. This is a Camp Cretaceous Triceratops. It's got the brown coloring along most of its body, 2 tones of blue along the top and along the front as well. It's got some sound effects, and just like the Spinosaurus, when you move the tail, you can control the head. Next up, we've got the Camp Cretaceous Parasaurolophus figure with yellow coloring along most of its body. It's got some dark purple and then some bright reflective, like purple-pink coloring along its leg and its back. And it's got the iconic horn at the top of its head too. And with this figure, you can use the tail to control the head, just like many of the other Camp Cretaceous figures. This is the Jurassic World Dominion Sound Surge T-Rex. This T-Rex is a lot smaller compared to many of the other T-Rex figures that I have. It's got the same type of coloring, brown along most of its body, with gray detailing along its neck. But the most important part about this figure is the sound effects it comes with. And as the final feature, you can open and close the mouth manually. You'll see that the teeth or the tongue is not painted though. This Camp Cretaceous figure, I believe, is the Extreme Chompin' Indominus Rex. It's a smaller looking figure with a huge head and huge eyes, and it comes with a few features. There's a button at the top of its head to activate some sound effects, and when it's dark you can see its eyes glow. And you can use the tail to open the jaw, and when you press on the tongue, it'll close it. Over here, we've got the Camp Cretaceous Cryolophosaurus. This Cryolophosaurus has the dark blue coloring with the white and red detailing along its body. I do have a yellow Cryolophosaurus as well, but I think this was the only one from the Camp Cretaceous toy line. And as you can hear, it's got some sound effects, and you can use the tail to control the head. Next up is the Jurassic World Dominion Rajasaurus. This figure has brown coloring. We saw the one earlier that had the dark blue coloring. It's got the same spine and the horn. But yeah, this one is a light brown color with some dark blue detailing along the top of its back and its neck. And of course, it still has the same action for when you press down on its body, it chomps. Next up, we've got the Jurassic World Dominion Sound Surge Giganotosaurus. This is a smaller Giganotosaurus figure, but it still has the iconic spine and the same coloring as many of the other figures. You can open and close the mouth manually, and the most important part is that it's got some sound effects built in. Next, we've got the Camp Cretaceous Ceratosaurus. This dinosaur figure has the iconic white horn at the top of its nose. It's got the red detailing and the brown detailing along its back and neck, and the rest of its body is a light gray color. And it's got one action button on its back to activate the jaw. This Jurassic World Dominion figure is the Ankylosaurus. It's got the clay red body with the brown top and lighter spikes, and it's got an action that when you press down on its body, it swings the tail back and forth with sound effects. Next up, we've got a figure that I bought pretty recently. This is the Jurassic World Dominion Megaraptor. It's got some pretty cool coloring. The entire back of its body is a bright red color, and the front is this darker gray-blue color. It's got some white detailing along its nose. And just like the Rajasaurus figures, this has an action that when you press down on its body, it chomps. I believe this one is the Jurassic World Dominion Iguanodon. It's got a light tan body with some detailing along the top, and when you press down on this body, it moves its head up and down. Right over here, we've got some smaller Camp Cretaceous figures. First, we've got this bright red and green Velociraptor with spring-loaded legs, so you can actually launch them into the air. We've also got two different colored Stygimolochs. This first one is dark brown with some purple detailing along the top. This one is a lighter blue color, and it's got some purple detailing around its face and its neck. And of course, both of them have the head ramming action when you press down on their tail. And of course, we've got another Camp Cretaceous Velociraptor blue figure. I've got a couple Jurassic World Dominion figures with extreme battle damage. This first one is the Dimetrodon with the battle damage on its side that you can turn on and off by pressing this button. And there's also this yellow and dark blue Velociraptor with the battle damage that you can turn on and off with this button up top. We've got some more smaller figures in here. This first one is the Camp Cretaceous Monolophosaurus. It has a dark green body. It's got some yellow detailing along the top and some red right at the top of its head. This next Camp Cretaceous figure is the Proceratosaurus figure. It has a dark blue body with some orange and brown detailing along the top of its head. And this figure is from Jurassic World Dominion. This is the Moros Intrepidus. It has a soft green body and orange from the tail down this line on its side, as well as around its eyes too. And here are our final three figures in this bin, all from Jurassic World Dominion. First, we've got a tan Atrociraptor in the crawling pose. This is the Maragaya figure with the huge spikes on its shoulders. And inside this container, what could it be? All right, it is another Atrociraptor figure. This is the white and brown Atrociraptor. And despite how small this figure is, it is pretty adjustable. And you can even twist the neck around too. Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today we are checking out my huge collection of Camp Cretaceous figures. And I've even got some brand new ones to unbox as well. Let's get started with the biggest one, the Extreme Damage Tyrannosaurus Rex. Let's open this up. All right, let's click that tail in. There it is. A brand new T-Rex for my collection. Let's check out this battle damage. That is super cool. I already have a few T-Rexes like this, so this will look super cool next to them. That is awesome. Next up, we've got the Sammy and Velociraptor set. Let's get these open. All right, let's check these out. We've got these teeny tiny little dinosaurs that can hang on our arm. Those are really cool. Hooray! There's Sammy, and then we've got the Velociraptor too. Mouth opens and closes, and there we go. That is a really cool set. Next up, we've got the Darius and Brachiosaurus set. Let's get this open. All right, here we go. There's Darius with a pair of binoculars and the Velociraptor vocal resonator. That's how he can call out and sound like a Velociraptor. And then we've got this baby Brachiosaurus too. How cute. This is awesome. So cool.
Yahoo!
And over here, we've got the great Masiakasaurus, or I think that's how you pronounce it at least. But let's open this up and check it out. All right, this is so cool. Look at all that spotted yellow coloring. And it's got that red-brown color over its entire body too. And it's got a button here. Let's see what happens. Awesome, it's got a chomping action. How cool is that? All right, let's dig in. Let's check out these Camp Cretaceous figures. First off is a giant T-Rex figure with a stomping action when you twist its tail. And a roar as well. How cool is that? Right here in the center, we've got a bright red Giganotosaurus. And this one has a chomping action as well. That is so cool, and I love how bright this dinosaur is. Here's one of the biggest dinosaurs in this bin. This is the great Indominus Rex. And it's got a claw slashing action too. And look, you could probably fit some dinosaurs down its throat too. So it could actually eat some dinosaur toys. So cool. Over here on the other side, we've got the mighty Spinosaurus with a bright red spine and its nose, and then a brown all over the rest of its body with some striping too. And of course, this dinosaur has a chomping action as well. That is so cool. Look at how big its mouth is. So many teeth. Right up here, we've got another bright dinosaur. This is like a bright tan color. This is a Cretaceous with chomping action. How cool. Here's another T-Rex. This one is huge and it has two actions. It's got a tearing action with its jaw. That's so awesome. And then it's got a tail whipping action too. This figure is huge and so cool. Right up at the top here, we've got this blue Suchomimus. Check out the spine all along its head, all the way to its tail. That is really cool. And this dinosaur has an action as well. That is an awesome roar action. Right here in the back, we've got an herbivore. This is the Ouranosaurus. And look at that on its side. There's a lever. When you press that, what happens? That is super cool. It's got a roaring action. Uh-oh, you better look out. Here comes the Carnotaurus. I really like this action figure. It's one of my favorite dinos. Here is an Ankylosaurus with a tail swiping action. That is super cool. That would be a great self-defense mechanism. Plus, it's got this super hard shell on the top right here. Look at all those spikes too. Over here on the side, we've got a dark green Ceratosaurus. Look at that huge horn on its head and all those teeth. Let's see what this action button does. Wow, that is awesome. This dinosaur would blend into the jungle really well. Oh boy, here's one of the scariest predators. This is a Scorpius Rex. These figures are so cool and pretty big, I'd say. Maybe like a foot from head to tail, maybe a little bit more. And it's got two actions. It's got the claw slashing and the bite. Here is another scary looking predator. This is our Sarcophagus. Look at that bright orange, purple, and red on the top. And then all those humongous teeth. All right, here we go. One of the most popular dinosaurs, the Velociraptor. And this one has gold coloring on its head, which I think is super cool. Here's a dinosaur that I don't have that many of. This is a Concavenator. And it's got two actions, chomping and a tail swipe action. That is super cool, and I love the bright coloring on this dinosaur. Got some smaller herbivores in here. Let's check these out. This, I believe, is called Minmi. And look at all those spikes all over its body. Right here is a baby Triceratops, and it's got battle damage on the side too that you can open and close. And this one is called a Stygimoloch. Look, it's got that hard head and some spikes right on the top too. I bet those would hurt. All right, another predator. This is a baryonyx with brown coloring on the top and green on the sides and bottom. I think we've got a few more velociraptors in here. Let's see how many we've got. All right, I think that's all of them in the bin. Here are 4 velociraptors, each with different coloring. This is a dark green one, and this velociraptor is in a crouching position. And we've got this tan brown velociraptor with slashing action. And of course, you've got velociraptor blue with battle damage. And then this final velociraptor that's like a light green color. Up next, wow, look at this giant flying dino. This is a pteranodon, and it's got an action button up top. That is so cool. You can make it flap its wings. Right here in the back, wow, this is a super spiky dinosaur. This is a Kentrosaurus, and it's got an action button to swing those spikes on its shoulders from side to side. Right over here, we've got another Pachycephalosaurus. Here's a really brightly colored dinosaur. This is a Zuniceratops. Check out that lime green color and the dark gray all along the top and the head. All right, we've got another Ankylosaurus. This one is a red and brown color. And again, look at all those spikes and the shell on the top for defense. And this dinosaur has a swinging action too. Super awesome. All right, we've got a few more dinosaurs in here. This is a Dilophosaurus without the frills, and I think this also is a Dilophosaurus, but with different coloring. This one has battle damage, and this is an Alioramus, and look at that coloring too. Got the red stripes and the brown body. That is super cool, and you can open and close its mouth too. And we've got some flying dinosaurs in here too. This one is a Rhamphorhynchus, and look at those huge teeth sticking out of its mouth. And these two matching dinosaurs are Dimorphodons. And here are our final 2 dinosaurs of the Camp Cretaceous bin. This is a Dracorex with the bright green coloring and all those spikes all over its head. And this dinosaur is a Mosaurus with the blue body coloring and the gray stripes on top. Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today we are checking out a ton of predator dinosaur figures from the Camp Cretaceous collection. And I've even got some huge brand new ones to open up today. Let's go ahead and start with these brand new ones. Let's start with the biggest one at the bottom here. This is the super colossal Indominus Rex. Let's open it up. This thing is already huge. Let's get those legs and tail on. Here is the fully assembled super colossal Indominus Rex. So first off, it has the typical coloring that the smaller Indominus Rexes have, but when you open up the mouth, you can see that there's a tunnel that goes all the way down into the stomach compartment right here. So you can actually feed this Indominus Rex miniature dinosaurs and then empty it out through the stomach right here. That is super cool. Plus, even though this thing is huge, it still is fully adjustable. Of course, you can adjust the jaw. You can also twist the neck. You can adjust the arms up and down. You can move the legs and ankles. And of course, you can move the tail. All in all, I'd say this dinosaur is probably around 2 feet tall and maybe 3 feet long. We've still got 2 brand new dinosaurs to open up. Let's start with the Albertosaurus. All right, so this is a medium-sized dinosaur. As you can see, it is a mostly green dinosaur, but it has those red striping on its side from the head all the way to its stomach on both sides. And there's an action button on the tail. If you press the button, it chomps the jaw. Plus, if you twist the tail, it moves its head back and forth like that. I have a few other Albertosauruses. Some of them even have battle damage on the side. This one does not, so this is just the normal primal attack Albertosaurus. Next up, we've got a feeding frenzy Indominus Rex. Let's open it up. All right, here is the feeding frenzy Indominus Rex. Let's check it out. So it has the same coloring as the huge one that we just saw, and it has this huge face and jaw too. This dinosaur comes with tons of sound effects, and it comes with this piece of meat. Let's see what happens when you feed it. So it's making some growling noises, and when it hits the trigger in there, its eyes start glowing too. That is pretty cool. And I love how big the teeth are on this dinosaur as well. Just look at that. Those are so huge. Right up top here, we've got another Indominus Rex. This one is still huge, not quite as huge as the super colossal one that we just opened up. And as you can see, it's colored kind of the same. It has some dark gray on the top and a lighter gray on the sides. It's got those orange eyes. And this dinosaur has 2 action buttons on it. First, you've got the tail button that activates the jaw. And then you've got a button on its back that activates the slashing action. All in all, this is a really cool Indominus Rex figure. Up next, we've got a giant Spinosaurus with dark green coloring on the sides. And on its spine, there's red, white, and a little bit of green at the bottom. Plus, this Spinosaurus is fully adjustable with the neck, the arms, the legs, and the tail. And of course, you can press the button on the top of its head to open its jaw. This is a super awesome figure and huge. Right up here, we've got a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but I believe that this one was custom colored. So you won't really see coloring like this on other T-Rexes that you can get. But look how cool it is. It's bright red, black on the top, and then the orange on the sides. It almost looks like the T-Rex is on fire. That is so awesome. Back here, we've got another T-Rex. This one is normal color. It's got brown on the sides, a darker brown on the top, and the tan belly. Plus, this dinosaur has a few action buttons as well. You can move the tail, and it moves its head around, which I really like. It's super realistic. And there's even a button on the tail that you can press to open its jaw. Back here, we've got another T-Rex, but this one is battle damage. Look at that, right on the side. And pressing the button, you can turn it on and off. That is super awesome. And this T-Rex is fully adjustable with the legs, tail, neck, and the jaw as well. Back here, we've actually got another battle damage T-Rex, but this one is a bit different than the other one. Instead of having the thing on its side right here, you can see that there's a bunch of slashes all over its body, on the tail, on its legs, on its belly, and even on its face. And just like the other T-Rexes, this is fully adjustable. You can move the tail, the legs, the arms, the neck, and this one has a button at the top to make it roar. Here is another giant Spinosaurus with different coloring than the last one we saw. This one is mostly brown with the red detailing. You can see along its face it's got that bright red coloring as well as along its spine. And even on the top you can see that there's a lighter tan and then a dark brown color right along the top. That is super cool. fully adjustable, and it has the button on the head that you can use to open its jaw. Up next, we've got the mighty Giganotosaurus. This dinosaur is a mostly tan yellow coloring, but you can see that there's orange and brown striping all the way up to its head. And this dinosaur has an action button as well. With the button on its back, you can do the chomping action. Here is the Tarbosaurus. This dinosaur has totally different coloring. It is a dark gray color with black stripes all along its body. It's got those spikes all along its spine, and right on its chin and on its neck is a bright red color. This dinosaur is fully adjustable with its arms, legs, tail. The tail actually controls the head, and the button on the tail controls the jaw as well. Here's another fierce predator. This is an Allosaurus. It's a dark green color with red and white speckles on its neck and face. And it is fully adjustable, and it's got this slide action. That is super awesome. Right over here, we've got the great Metriacanthosaurus. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is a yellow-green color on the sides. It's got the green coloring on top with the action button that controls its jaw. And it is fully adjustable in the legs and arms as well. Right over here, we've actually got a few Baryonyxes with totally different coloring. This first one, gray coloring with blue and a bright blue on the top, and it has a slide action for its roars. This second Baryonyx is brown colored, and it has blue detailing on the top and a bright orange top of the head. And the action button on this dinosaur activates the jaw. All right, here's another massive predator. This is a Carnotaurus. This dinosaur can be controlled by its tail. When you move its tail, it moves its head around. There's also a button on the tail to activate the jaw. And I love the coloring on this. This is like a dark brown red color with speckles of like a gray color as well. So it's quite detailed and fully adjustable as usual too. Right over here, we've got a super long-nosed dinosaur. This is the Sarcophagus. This is a clay red color on the top. Look at all those spikes along the top of its body. And along the bottom is a dark green color. But I love the detail of all those spikes along its back. That really gives it a strong texture. That's really cool. And the tail, of course, controls the head, so you can move the head around. Right back here, we've got a winged dinosaur. I'm sure you recognize this from the new Jurassic World Dominion movie. This is the Quetzalcoatlus, and it has two action buttons. The first on the top flaps its wings, and there's actually one on the bottom that controls the mouth. Oh, here's a dinosaur you don't see too much of. This is a Ceratosaurus. This dinosaur is gray with splotches of dark brown, and of course the red back and the super bright red face with the white horn on the very top. This dinosaur has an action button on its back that controls its jaw, and the rest of its body is fully adjustable. Right back here is another Sarcophagus, but this one has totally different coloring. It's got the blue bottom, the dark purple top, same spines though, and then it's got orange and red splotches all over its back. That is super cool. Here is another unusual predator. This is the Majungasaurus. This dinosaur is pretty brightly colored. Although it's mostly green in the back, it has those bright yellow coloring right along its back and that bright blue color right on its neck and on its head. And this figure has quite a lot of sound effects, as you can hear. The tail also moves the head around so you can make it look super realistic. All right, this is another super noisy dinosaur. This is the Cryolophosaurus. This figure is dark blue around most of its body, and it's got the orange head and neck as well. I love that accent. And with this tail, you can adjust the head and wiggle it around. How cool is that? All right, here is a full-sized Allosaurus. I love the coloring on this dinosaur. It's got the tan yellow bottom and the bright blue top. That is so cool. I think we've actually got 2 Allosauruses here, both with different coloring. So let's check this one out first. This one has 2 action buttons on the top. The first controls its jaw, and the second button controls its arms. How cool is that? The legs are fully adjustable, and the tail you can twist as well. The second Allosaurus is mostly gray with the yellow splotches all along the top of its body. And this has 1 action button on its back where you press it and it controls the jaw. Right over here, we've got a brightly colored Suchomimus. This is a bright yellow with brown along its spine, and this dinosaur has a few action buttons. The first controls its neck and jaw, and the second controls its tail. Plus, the rest of the figure is fully adjustable as well. Oh, here's actually a second Suchomimus with totally different coloring. This one is mostly blue along the entire body, but it's got the yellow detailing along its spine as well as those splotches. And this Suchomimus has 1 action on its back. When you press it down, it does a chomping action. All right, here's another Baryonyx with different coloring. This Baryonyx is light brown on the sides and the belly, and on the top has a dark blue coloring all along its back to the tail and to the head. But the coolest part of the coloring is this super reflective blue coloring right on its head. This Baryonyx is fully adjustable, and it has 1 action button for its jaw. Here is another Cryolophosaurus. This one is differently colored than the last one that we saw. It's mostly yellow with the brown on the top and of course the bright orange crown on its head. This dinosaur is fully adjustable. You can move the tail to adjust the head. And of course, as you can hear, it comes with tons of sound effects. Here is another Metriacanthosaurus. But once again, different coloring than the last one we saw. This one is a bright red color with brown detailing all along its back. And on the head, you can see that it's got that bright orange and yellow coloring. There is 1 action button on this dinosaur, and that controls the jaw. Up next, we've got another Carcharodontosaurus. Check out the coloring on this one. This is a bright blue coloring, and it's got the brown and orange specks on its back and neck, and right around its eye as well. This dinosaur is fully adjustable with legs, arms, and tail, and there's 1 action button on its back that when you press, it does a chomping action. All right. We've got another Baryonyx right here. This one is bright green with brown on the top. And as usual, the arms and legs are fully adjustable, and there is 1 action button on the top that controls its jaw. All right, check this one out. I remember this from the new Jurassic World Dominion movie. This is a Dimetrodon. And look at that huge spine on its back. It's red with yellow speckles all over it. And with this dinosaur figure, when you wiggle the tail back and forth, it opens and closes its jaw. All right, I see a ton of velociraptors in here. Let's pull a few out. This velociraptor is a green color with a darker green along the top and is fully adjustable. Even with the mouth, you can open and close. The second velociraptor is different coloring. This is a blue along most of its body. It's got the tan bottom, but the coolest part of all, it's got the yellow along the top and a shining gold along its head. It's actually reflective, which is super cool. And this velociraptor is mostly tan. You can see it along the bottom and the sides with the brown top. But most importantly, this velociraptor has a slashing action. It is spring-loaded, so you can actually twist its torso back and forth, and it'll do this slashing action. All right over here, we've got a baby T-Rex with a jaw-chomping action, brightly green colored, and fully adjustable. And this is a Dilophosaurus. It is mostly gray colored with darker gray along the top, but this Dilophosaurus actually has an action. When you move the tail, it activates its frills. That's so cool. We've still got more Velociraptors in here. Let's check them out. Here are 4 Velociraptors. The first is an orangish Velociraptor, and it has the slashing action. The next Velociraptor is a bright red color with green striping on the top. Look at how bright this Velociraptor is, and it is fully adjustable. The next Velociraptor is a classic one. This is blue, and it comes with battle damage on the side as well. And this Velociraptor is more of a yellow coloring with brown on the top. This one also comes with battle damage on the side as well. All right, just a few dinosaurs left. This is a Herrerasaurus. It is all green and it has different shades of green all along its body. And it is fully adjustable with the mouth, the neck, the arms, and the legs. Over here, we've got a weird looking dinosaur. This is the Shringosaurus. Look at those huge horns on its head, and the brown coloring on the top and the yellow on the sides. This is quite the odd looking dinosaur. At least I think so. And our last 2 dinosaurs of this collection. First, we've got the Great Dimorphodon. This is mostly a gray color with a dark red along the bottom of its wings, but it's still fully adjustable with its legs, its mouth, its neck, and its wings. And this Velociraptor is a dark gray color with yellow detailing right along the top of it, and is fully adjustable as well. Want to see more dino videos? Click the subscribe button now.